Hello, my name is Paula Roman. I'm 53 years old, and my chronic UTI story starts a long time ago. When I was 16 years old, I got my first UTI, and I'll never forget it. I remember being doubled over in pain, sitting on the toilet in my parents' house, my house, when I was growing up, and I was peeing blood, and the pain felt like an ice pick was shoved up my urethra into my bladder, and it was unrelenting, and it made me cry and double over in pain. And I do remember going to the doctor and getting antibiotics, and then that's kind of when it all started. I just kept getting UTIs over and over and over. Into my early 20s, I saw a urologist when I was in college. He gave me a urethral dilation. He thought that might help. That was medieval torture as far as I'm concerned. It helped for maybe a couple days, maybe. I did everything right. I wiped front to back. I drank a lot of water. I did everything I could, cleaned myself, and just kept being told, drink cranberry juice and take your antibiotics and everything will be fine. There were also many times that I went to a clinic and my culture results came up negative, but they gave me antibiotics anyway, thinking, well, it's probably an antibiotic treated condition, so we'll go ahead and do it. Anyway, fast forward into my 30s, they calmed down a little bit. But when I was about 47, sorry, I'm going to back up. About 5 years before that, in my early 40s, I had a horrible, what I thought was another bladder infection. Went to the doctor, got antibiotics, didn't help anything. When it didn't help, went to another urologist, did a cystoscopy, nothing was wrong with my bladder, nothing. And then he gave me a pamphlet and said, I think you have interstitial cystitis. Here's a pamphlet. Good luck. There's some diet things that you can try. And that was it. And so for a year, I went around with a swollen belly. I tried Elmeron. That didn't work. I dealt with pain, frequency, urgency every single day. And I thought to myself, this guy's a urologist, and all he did was hand me a pamphlet and say, I think you have IC, have a nice day. So about a year later, after doing some research, I booked with a urogynecologist who felt around and asked me about my symptoms. And he said, I don't think you have IC, I think you have a urethral infection. And he gave me a longer course of an antibiotic. And voila, a year's worth of pain was gone. For about 5 or 6 years. It was absolutely amazing. I was shocked. I broke into tears in that doctor's office for helping me. Fast forward till I was about 47 years old. I thought I had another UTI. My doctor gave me 5 days worth of this antibiotic that I had taken before that had helped so much, and it did nothing. So she gave me another antibiotic and it didn't work. And so we did another urethral stretching. Good stuff. That didn't work. And it was terrible and it was horrible. And so I was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis again for the second time. And this time it really stuck. I was given as much help as I could for this interstitial cystitis. I would get catheters full of a solution that would help numb my bladder for a while. That maybe worked some of the time. I was given antidepressants. I was given hydroxyzine to try to see if it was an allergic reaction. But all this time, if I had sex, if I drank alcohol, drank caffeine, ate tomatoes, anything acidic, soy sauce, ponzu sauce, I love Asian food, Couldn't have that. I would have a flare. And considering that I was in pain and am in pain on an average of level 2 to 4 pain every day, what a flare means to me is, and I can feel it coming, my frequency gets worse. Then the pain starts. My belly starts swelling. I look like I'm 6-7 months pregnant. And luckily, I was given a numbing medication I could give to myself vaginally. But when I have these flares, they stop me in my tracks. I have to lay down on the couch. I take NSAID pain medication. I take Urabel or Azo. I put ice or heat packs on my bladder to try to keep it from flaring. And all I can do is sleep and knock myself out with as much pain medication as I can until it goes away and until the next flare starts. And it's awful. And it's kept me from doing so many things in my life. Luckily, it hasn't kept me from doing everything, but it interferes with work. It interferes with relationships. It interferes with everything, because everything revolves around my bladder all the time. And if you're watching this right now, I hope that you are on a journey to healing, because it's a terrible disorder. So I thought I had IC for about 6 years. And then some angel, I don't know who, at this point, dropped in on an IC Facebook group chat and said, you may have a chronic UTI. Why don't you join this group and see what you think? So I joined the chronic UTI group, and I learned so much, to the point where I now know that this is a chronic infection. I've had infections my entire life. We just have not found the right antibiotic mix. But I'm being helped right now, very recently, within the last month, by a chronic UTI specialist, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of this. I've already tried 2 different antibiotics. They've created some side effects for me, so we're going to try another one. But it's so nice to be listened to and to be understood, and that someone's actually going to try to help me and not just say, one of my doctors actually said to me, you have IC, you're going to just have to learn to deal with it and live with it. I wish I could make people understand what this is like. It's life-changing. And if there is something that can be done about it, I'm going to do everything that I can. I'm seeing a naturopath. I'm seeing anybody that can help. I'm seeing a pelvic floor physical therapist. I think they're amazing and they help a lot. But when it comes right down to it, antibiotics help me. But I've only ever gotten short courses of them, and the pain and the urgency and the frequency comes back, and I can't live a normal life. Every day I wake up nervous about how my bladder is going to be. Am I going to be able to get through my work day? Am I going to be able to go out and have fun with my friends, or be intimate with my husband, or any number of things? And it's awful. My hope in making this video is that more doctors, urogynecologists, urologists, continue to study this issue. It's the number one reason that people, women anyway, go to the emergency room is for UTIs, and they're usually given less antibiotics than a cat that has a urinary tract infection. Not all doctors are bad. They're really not. They're trying the best that they can to help. But I think there needs to be more education. And I think there needs to be more attention paid to this debilitating disorder that has gone on for way, way too long for too many people. It is mostly women, but there's so many men as well. Anyway, thank you for listening. And I just wish the best for everybody out there dealing with this disorder. Take care.